There's a lot of science behind mental health, and science can prove so much, but there's a lot that science can't prove. So, talking about the science part of it, we look at things like hormones and neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, cortisol, oxytocin. Some of it's caused by genetics, a lot of it's caused by the environment or epigenetics. And when we think about environment, I'm speaking also about toxins as well as food in particular. So commonly the Western diet unfortunately does not provide the building blocks for these hormones that we need. So amino acids are the building blocks for proteins, which make hormones and neurotransmitters, things like serotonin and dopamine, which help you to sort of regulate your mood and emotional reactivity. Western diet, which is full of, unfortunately, processed ingredients, does not actually have what we need to do that. And so we're seeing the mental health crisis increasing because of that. That's one reason. The second is environmental toxins and exposures is another reason. And thirdly, there's overall a change in the way that hormones are being regulated these days. So previously, there was a lot more social connection and interconnectedness between individuals, right? When I was growing up, we were playing outside all the time, we were getting hurt, we were running around, we were exploring, we were actually like at play. And if you can think about yourself at play, it's one of the most joyful times when you're exploring and all stress kind of goes away. And your brain is really like molding and the synapses are firing and you're pruning all these things, and it's like an explosion in your brain. And it's a good explosion in your brain. What's happening now is that kids are much more isolated. And with kids, their prefrontal cortex, or the area that helps them to make executive decisions and control impulses and agitation, is not fully formed. And that's okay, it takes time. But what is there and what overrides all of their behavior is the limbic system. And that's the one that's a little bit more impulsive. And kids are programmed to seek reward, right? They're programmed to seek things that make them feel happy, right? That's why that it's a time of exploration, but it's a time where if they do something and it makes them feel good, they're gonna keep doing it. This comes a little bit to social media and technology, where social media uses algorithms to constantly push reward. So it's very easy for the limbic brain in people to get hijacked and to be taken over by social media, whether it's scrolling, whether it's a red receipt or a text bubble and you're waiting and waiting for that person to respond to you. You're waiting and you're focused and you're hyper-focused. What happens now is that the limbic system is the one that's being focused. The prefrontal cortex is not developing at the same rate or the complexity that it used to. And so impulses are not being controlled. Executive decisions are not going through the same processes that they used to go through. And the adolescence period is almost somewhat being extended in chronological age now. So when we think about developmental stages, we have to think about adolescence now as a larger age range at the end of the day, because people's emotional regulation skills are developing over a longer period of time than they used to develop. So I would encourage increasing play, which we all need to do, actually.